Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, old guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored, and sitting across from me is my co-host.
What it do? Was good? It's your brother SAM to the AN motherfucking T. SamAnt, Viral Hip Hop News. We are live. We're in the building. Another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. Oh God, what's good, my brother?
What up, everybody out there that's checking in tonight, exclusively on Hip Hop News Uncensored. Peace to y'all, and we do appreciate everybody that's going to listen to this podcast. As you coming in, we need you to do just two favors. Go ahead and hit the like button and make sure that you share this video. SamAnt, what's popping over there, bro?
Man, it always feels good to come in here Friday evenings, come live with you, brother. Oh God,
yes, sir.
Live with the people, always on Hip Hop News Uncensored. They come chill with us every Friday evening. Like Oga say, make sure you hit that like button, man. But yeah, I had a good day. Chill with the kids. You know how I like to lay low. Yeah. Snowed out here in Jersey. It's cold. It's dreary. Yeah. It's miserable. That's one of them nights for sure. My daughter was trying to get me out the snow, and I was ignoring her like the plague. I was like, nah, I'm not trying to hear that shit.
It wasn't the type of snow. It was kind of the wet, muddy,
dreary.
Right.
Ready for it to be over, man. Ready for it to get hot outside. Yeah, we got a real great spring and summer lineup going on. The Uncensored Truth Podcast, man. So, indeed, man. But enjoyed ourselves for sure.
Yeah, man. As everybody's coming into the building, you already know what to do. Go ahead and drop those area codes. So we can give your city a shout out and hit that like button, and make sure that if you get a chance, go ahead and just share this video with a friend or two. Let them know that the Uncensored Truth Podcast is live, man.
Indeed, man. Where the area codes at? Where the area codes? 215. I see they in the building. 678's in the building. 253. Indeed. Dope. I thought it didn't snow in New York. Now, we in Jersey, actually, and it damn sure did some sloppy mess up in here. 770-215-720-303. Yeah. 54842. What it do? Denver, Colorado, 303. Name that strand out there. Wake and Bake Podcast coming real soon. 256-817-912, 910-615-716. They in the building tonight, oh God. Indeed, brother.
That's what's up.
Indeed,
That's what's up, man. But yeah, man, we got a lineup tonight. It's not going to be the longest of shows tonight, but we definitely want to rap with y'all for a little bit tonight. We're going to be talking about Juelz Santana turning himself in to serve a 27-month prison sentence. Also, just real briefly, we're going to talk about rapper Young Dolph pretty much claiming that about $500,000 worth of valuables, jewelry, electronics were stolen out of his vehicle at a restaurant. So
looking forward to it, man. Miss Perez Lynn, love your show. The T-Pain video, laugh my ass off. 815-773-708-312. Just donated in the super chat $5.
Appreciate that.
We definitely appreciate that. We never asked for the super chat. We like to say, man, hit us with the shares, hit us with the content, hit us with the people. You know what I mean? Let them know. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We definitely appreciate you. But indeed, man, we'll keep your comments going all night, Miss Perez. Yeah. Or Miss Parker Lynn, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
We'll keep them popping, man.
I see the 213. I see the 662-713 in the building. 303-81 in the building. I see you, Antoine, in there. He said, what up, Sam, and oh God, my brother Kansu. I see him in the building as well.
Man, look, you put up a picture today, man. March 1st.
Oh, yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
We were setting up the set. Is this the official anniversary date of the Uncensored Truth Podcast, man? March 1st.
Let's stamp it.
March 1st.
This is the official 1 year anniversary of getting this thing, kicked off and started. So we're definitely excited, just to continue to keep our head down and really grind at the end of the day, man. We ain't even chopped up no numbers and nothing like that. We just working at this point, man.
Indeed, man. We were supposed to. We talked about it for a couple of weeks now because we all knew it was leading up to it, or you and I knew it was leading up to it. And we were like, all right, come to the anniversary. We're going to do numbers and shit. And then now we just so focused, man. I'm still not really focused on it or paying attention. I'd rather just keep working and keep going. But it is our anniversary unofficially. We ain't really put nothing up. But what's your fondest memory so far, man? Name some of your most fondest conversations. And
I would say the Young Thug one. We talked about Young Thug, Little Uzi. That one I think was one of the ones that shot above 100,000. The Master P conversation that we did. It's been so many of them, really, man, to be honest with you. But those two notably right there that pops up at my head now.
Definitely the Master P one for me because of the numbers that it hit. It was definitely really proud to see that happen. Right. A lot of the Tekashi conversations, the numbers that they've had, but just the kind of even ones that necessarily didn't do the numbers, but just great conversation. A lot of the Bill Cosby conversations that we had great engagement. A lot of the Charlemagne conversations. See, a lot of the things necessarily that didn't go our way when it comes to people agreeing with us, to the kind of the ones that I know stand out to me, because those are the ones that made the most impact. The Charlemagne conversations, the Bill Cosby conversations, certain conversations where they were kind of those gray area conversations where we had a lot of people on our side, but a lot of people not on our side.
Right.
It just made me and gave me confirmation, like, all right, we're doing our job. We got people listening and engaging in our content. So just to see that over this brief year, and just to see how we're progressing in that, man, is very humbling and dope to see. So thank y'all, man.
We do appreciate that. We see the condolences and everything, you know, the congratulations, I should say, in the chat room. I do want to give a shout out to Remy in the chat room in Memphis, because I remember you were sharing with me that Tennessee right now is the number one. Talk about that, SamAnt.
So we shout out to everybody right now that listens to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. Anybody in the building right now who is not listening on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, you know damn well you got an iPhone or Android. Go to the podcast section right now. Type in the Uncensored podcast. Subscribe to your boys. Check us out. Leave a comment. Show the support. That goes a long way. We're trying to take over this audio game just as good as we took over YouTube, man. So let's just get y'all support. We appreciate it. But I'm looking through the statistics, not to be too long-winded, and I see number one. I asked you, I said, what city do you think is number one? You said city. I said, all right, fuck it. Let me see what state. And obviously you start throwing out some of the common states, and it was nowhere close. Number one, Memphis, Tennessee.
Shout out to Memphis.
Shout out to Memphis, man.
That's crazy.
Indeed, man.
And they was in there throwing the comments up early, you know, in the game. Also, I see San Jose in the building. A few more. I want to 901 in the building. I see you. We appreciate it, man. We're gonna keep on, you know, delivering this nonstop exclusive content to y'all. Definitely.
Indeed, man. So what we got first on the ticket, big dog?
Let's talk about Juelz Santana. Okay. You know what I mean? Turning himself in officially for his 27-month prison sentence. You know, we reported about a year ago when he pretty much tried to run up in the airport. Had a loaded gun. Yeah, that was a great one, actually. Loaded gun, oxycodone pills. We talked about it. We thought that maybe he might end up doing a lot of time, you know, at one point. I think he was looking up close to anything than 15 years, but kind of got, you know, 2 years and a couple months he'll be out of there. So yeah, man. So what do you think about the whole situation, man? And just punishment for him or what?
Well, just to give it a 360-degree circle now, we look at it when it first initially happened, and a lot of things were jumping out. Was he set up? I know we were talking about that. Was it drug induced? What was going on with Juelz to have him possibly have this at an airport, Newark airport at that, knowing the consequence? And then on top of it, what a lot of people are ignoring is funny now at this time, he ran. He took the fuck off.
Yeah.
He did.
Right.
So, and no one still got the footage of that, but it everything leading up, and like you said, doing the 15 years, when you look at it now, him getting a couple years, now solidifying his life and his family, getting married, I think he'll be okay. He has a great support system behind him. He has a great fan base. I don't know if he'll be able to necessarily do music or things like that, but maybe he'll transition a little more into TV. You know, he has a love and hip hop thing. I don't think he'll ever go without money. I think he'll be fine coming out of jail doing a couple years. And it is what it is. Whether or not it's justified, like we say a number of times on this podcast, we never want to condone someone doing jail time. He had a gun in an airport. Shit. I mean, either the pills. Okay, if he had just the pills, you can go, brother needs maybe some counseling. He needs rehabilitation. Maybe sit him in a rehabilitation center for 30 to 45 days or something like that, whatever, to make sure he can get right, have visitation, all that stuff be catered to, and just take care of his habit. Right. But the gun, a loaded gun in Jersey at an airport. Yeah, that was a big mistake. It's tough, man. You know what I mean? I think he actually got a real good sentence. You know what I mean? Think just the gun alone, you know what I'm saying, could have got him like 5. You know what I mean? Typically, especially being a felon, you know, load a gun in the airport, that could have got you like 5. Then the oxycodone they could have added more, you know, on for that. So he actually kind of got a slap on the wrist, believe it or not. I think he has to do a while on probation, but you know, that'll go past like that. 27 months, he'll be out of there, and you know, moved on with his life. His girl hold it down, make some bread. He did a couple things with Dipset before, got some music going. So I think it'd be cool. Leave your ones or your twos in the comment section right now. Is the punishment justified? Does he need to sit down for a little bit of time? Do you agree with it, disagree with it? 1, you agree. 2, you disagree, man. We like to get the fan engagement during the conversation. I'd have to say, yeah, I think that cool. If he sits down for a little while, does his thing, he'll be out. Solidified family, solidified home, solidified business, not too old. Maybe sit down and get himself justified to where he doesn't need those drugs. It's a good thing, man. We seen Offset talking about it on the Breakfast Club a couple of days ago. And we talked about it a little bit on the podcast on Thursday in particular. I mean, he had the album coming out. We talked a little bit about that, his business with Cardi. But he said something about a couple things I want to talk about. Him with Lean, and how he's trying to get off of the lean and trying to get off of the drugs, but shit is keeping him, it's allowing him to sleep at night. So just talk about how he, especially one of the highest when it comes to the youth in rapping today, how he's speaking out against lean and drug abuse, something that we've been so strong upon on this podcast to speak out against. We've been talking to Future and the various artists that promote it. Now we see one of these high profile artists talking against it. Talk about that.
What's happening is, a lot of these guys, it's in the culture now. You know what I mean? Guys is growing up, they partying. These things are readily available. So these guys try this stuff. They end up getting hooked on it. Next thing you know, they got a habit that's lasting for years. That's what I think the situation. Meek talked about that pretty much happening to him. Whether it be they get prescribed it from the doctor or whatever, they start taking these, these opiates, you know what I mean, and continue on and find themselves needing that shit, pretty much, every day just to function and survive. So for him, obviously, I would say the first thing is to always admit that you got a problem. Him to come out now and say, look, this shit is now a problem. It's not cool. It's not a fad no more. My kids is now in my face. They're like, Daddy, I'm influential now. Like my son, eventually they're going to know what this is and he's going to want to drink it. Or my daughter's going to know what this is. They're going to want to drink it. So the same thing happens when we talked about, them influencing the youth. When they got this stuff in the cup, they want it. What is that? Okay, it's available in the streets. I want to drink it. Next thing you know, you got a problem. You know what I mean? And interestingly enough, Meek Mill, also, put a post up, today on Twitter, and was talking about, that very problem in Philly. You know what I mean? How it's leading to, a lot of different murders and crimes that's going on. So yeah, I think it's dope, man, that he's acknowledging that. And hopefully, he can get clean and be an example, because it's an epidemic across probably all 50 states. Some more than others, but it's an epidemic, definitely.
Agreed. Let's transition a little bit into that conversation some more, because he also spoke on music and where rap is going. And he said that he wanted to kind of gear his album more toward the content, the music, the lyrics, something that we appreciated and kind of geared us toward wanting to listen to it a little more than we wanted to initially when the album came out.
Right.
He talked about content taking over the gimmicks. Like the gimmicks are going, you talking about what you got, the clout and all that shit's about to be soon evaporated, and we're going to be back to some realness. Do you agree with that statement? And where do you see music, as particular with the youth and hit like what Amigos and that genre, the 21 Savages of the world? Where do you see that genre going and evolving to the next year or so?
We was talking about it yesterday, and it was an interesting statement that he made. I agree. It should be more based on lyrical content. Right now, it's the rappers that's the so-called top rappers in the game. They don't even have no good lyrical content. They're just saying any kind of dumb shit. You know what I mean? So, but then we popped this shit in. You know what I mean? And we listened to his joint, and it just didn't reflect. And not to take any shots at him, because at this time the brother's, he's cleaning up his life. He got a family. He's doing his thing. But to me, from listening, it just wasn't up to par. You know what I mean? But I do agree with Offset's premise on that it should be more based upon, what you're actually saying as opposed to the beat, or the feel of the song and whatnot, or the hook.
It has to be, man.
Right.
And I think that's where music's going. There was a lot of music that came out today we were looking forward to, listening to the 2 Chainz a little bit. And
I think like that?
Too early to say.
Okay.
Man. But I'm too early to say. What y'all think about that 2 Chainz album? If anybody heard it out there, I was looking forward to it.
Right.
I was, and then Charlemagne gave his stamp of approval, saying this was 2 Chainz' best album yet. And I'm not going to act like I know his album library all the way there, so I guess I'm not the one to really be able to talk about it. And I don't want to put my opinion and act like that sitting there and being gold, like I know some of my other artists out here. But a little initially, it's not yet. I got to listen to it more. Yeah.
I mean, I like 2 Chainz. Again, I have to listen to it more. We probably listen to it maybe a half hour. So yeah, definitely. So the people in the comment section also, let us know about the Offset. Y'all rock with the Offset album. You know what I mean? A question for you though, Sam, man. Out of the Amigos that put out albums, who would you say is the best thus far? Offset. I think Quavo have put or a body of workout so far.
Yeah, they all did. Takeoff, Quavo,
okay,
and Offset.
Who's the best by far? Would you say?
Takeoff,
really? Okay,
yeah,
better than Quavo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm giving it to Takeoff right now,
right.
And like I said, I'm maybe not the one to be expert in talking about this one either, because I'd kind of put them all in the same general bag, and maybe because they all sound a particular way. Like I would love to get to the lyrics, I would love to get to the bars, but I'd rather hear a little more originality when it came to people's cadences, when it came to people's delivery, when it came to people's ad-libs, because when you start hearing the more the same and it's continual, I don't want to get rocked to sleep. I like hearing different things. I like hearing different changes and different moods. So if I heard different cadences, it may propel me to kind of listen a little more to the lyrics, because I'm sure there's real lyrics going on in there.
Right.
I just can't get through.
I got a question for you, since we say, because the other day we talked about, I forgot who Charlamagne asked. Maybe it was him. It was Offset. He asked him about the South take over hip hop. With that being said, who would you say are the top artists right now in the South that are personifying that, those banger lyrics like Kendrick or your J. Cole's that, are keeping hip hop relevant for them? Because we always talk about the cats in the South. It seems like not all the time, but we talk about the lack of lyrical content. So who in the South you think right now are the top ones right now that have the best lyrical content right now in the South? You said, go ahead.
I like Killer Mike. I like who else do I like down there? I like Kevin Gates.
Okay.
Down there. I like
lyrical
Bootsy.
content.
Lyrical content.
Yeah. Okay.
I like Bootsy down there. I like Kevin Gates down there.
Right.
I like, who else did I say? The first one I said.
Killer Mike.
I love Killer Mike down there.
T.I.
I put T.I. down there. Of course, I still listen to anything Big Boy or Andre will throw out.
Master P.
I love his business. I love his business sense, and he's a genius.
Not the music.
When it comes to that, no, I'm not listening to Master P. Not right away. No. But I'm from Jersey. I mean, Jeezy. They definitely got to put Jeezy in there.
Yeah. No
for
doubt.
ones that I'm going to go and look for. If Jeezy put out an album, all right, I'm going to stream that on Tidal.
Right.
I'm going to give it a listen.
Well, they did announce that Jeezy and Master P will be hooking up to put out an album together. You know what I mean? Much anticipated. You know what I mean?
Check out that. If y'all want to check out that version of what we had to think about that, go to iTunes, Spotify, Google Play to get that raw and uncut perspective on that. Because we dropped that yesterday. Yesterday, man.
No doubt. But I want to transition from this, man, to actually something that Meek Mill, posted up on Twitter, man. We didn't put this in pre-production, but I definitely want to talk about this. He posted this on Twitter. He said, homicides in Philly spiked in the last 5 years because of opioids took the city by storm. Percocets and dope in the last 5 years, like the crack in the 80s. And you have a bunch of people high making bad choices and doing whatever to provide for their addiction. He said most of these murders aren't drug related and about protecting a street corner. It's about who are mentally destroyed from drugs or trauma. I know many people doing life in prison for trying to protect themselves, and it was labeled as drug related. He says the whole environment is drug related. So I guess everything is drug related, though. I grew up in the 90s where crack laws had 60% of the grown men in prison for long term, and it left us with no guidance to follow up in their footsteps. Basically, grew up in the wild. So, he also goes on to say Philadelphia's murder rate has been in the 300 murder plus rate since I can remember, and kids growing up in that firsthand, they have no choice but to carry firearms after seeing all the blood spilled, and that will distort you from making, the decision-making process like PTSD. Mm-hmm. So he's pretty much saying that because of the drugs, because of, what's going on now, that these people actually have mental illnesses, and it's causing them to, act out and do different things in these different inner cities, almost like an experiment. You know what I mean? You take away the opportunities and whatnot, flooded with drugs. It's only one or two things that's going to happen. We see this in every major city, right now. And I have to just salute Meek Mill for even, once again, like I said earlier, for using his platform once again to even address this in a way that he's addressing it. Because I believe that it's 100% correct. What are your thoughts on those tweets from Meek Mill saying, man?
Oh God, this is something that I believe should be brought up in politics and in someone's political push and someone's agenda when they try to go in and strive to be governor, mayor, president, things like that, because this is a true issue. And when we talk about PTSD and we talk about soldiers and we talk about various people who are involved and engaged in war, and we think about young black boys and girls who may hear gunshots in the middle of the night and wake them up, or God forbid even see bullets going through because of things that may go on in the city. And we all know even to the root of why they're there, when there's the lack of jobs and the lack of school and the lack of just overall care and aid to begin with. It's set up for just a nightmare, and it's hell on earth. So how is it not a traumatic experience when you have no father and you may see someone you love dead and you're going to more funerals than you are graduations? How is that not traumatic?
Or seeing somebody get killed in front of you.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Over and over to where you're numb to it.
Right.
I know
hearing
people that are numb
gunshots.
to it.
Hearing gunshots. We watched the movies, Dead Presidents, how where the dude came back and he heard these gunshots and he just automatically just froze up and he started, you know what I mean? This is something that's truly, 100% real. But it seems like every time these discussions are brought up, people write it off as us complaining, you know what I mean? Or, you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You got to do better. You know what I mean? So, but salute to Meek Mill though, because there's always, a cause and effect. Earlier in the United States, if people are aware of the history, when you had different immigrants, whether it be Italians, Irish, any other European immigrants, they, had similar conditions to what we have now in Black, Hispanic ghettos across the United States. And their crime rate was high. They were killing each other. They were selling drugs to each other. They had the mob. Look at all these rappers that you got to name themselves after Irish, Russian, and Italian mob bosses. You know what I mean? So that's who they were emulating, the Gaudis and different things like that. They were doing the crime. You know what I mean? So it's not race specific. It just matters that one group of people have been chosen to be the bottom feeders and the ones on the bottom, and another group of people have been chosen, to do other things.
Yeah, it's very experimental. We can get deep. If you even look at the term ghetto and where that came from, it was from the Holocaust and how Hitler was even messing with the concentration camps and calling those things and boxing people in a certain box and putting them in a confined set of space and putting them together and seeing how their mental activity acts, and they start going crazy. Humans are meant to be out in space, you know what I mean? And you box them all in like that, look what you got. And then what you see with the projects, I believe, out in Coney Island, and how they got New York and Central Park and all that, how they changed all that around and changed and boxed that all in. The comparison is scary. So it's definitely experimental. And I think it should be a political push, or even because if you look at in suburbia areas, when you see, like I said, military people coming home or people that are put under the microscope of PTSD, that could potentially change the situation from them getting the death chair to them getting in rehabilitation. I mean, is that crazy when you can argue that in law? So can you imagine some of these cases and some of these situations that some of us may find ourselves in these inner cities where things, God forbid, may be going on, where a case could potentially be argued, where you could see somebody getting out of life or getting argued to finally getting some help, because it ultimately comes down to the help. Yeah, I think.
And it's going to start with, that's why it's so good to, we were talking about giving back to whatever community you come from. It's going to start there. Role models, whether it be male or female, stepping up in their community and, taking, responsibility for making sure that you put something back in the community that can help guide the youth the right way. That's everybody's responsibility. If you look at the thriving communities, there's no shortages of different institutions like this. So if we just keep, we can say we have a disease, but we can't just keep going untreated and acting like, everything's going to be all right, waiting on a higher power, or superpower to change something. We're going to have to, get our boots on the ground and really, get it done from the ground up, I think.
Facts.
Definitely. But yeah, man, you're tuned into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God, and SamAnt. If y'all listening to this, do me a favor, hit that like button for me and go ahead and share this video with at least one other person, or you can share it on your Facebook timeline right now. We do appreciate it. Go ahead and drop them area codes as well. I see Cia Bella in the building, Dina Pettigrew in the building, Miss Parker. I see y'all. We do appreciate everybody who's in the building. Right now, definitely.
Indeed, man. Memphis is in the building. We got to talk about a Memphis artist right now. And we got something about Young Dolph going on.
Yeah, man. Young Dolph. A story came out a few hours ago that pretty much that Young Dolph at a Cracker Barrel, pretty much somebody broke into his vehicle, and it says they stole about $432,000 worth of jewelry, electronics, and et cetera, with Young Dolph. So that's pretty much that's all there is to it. Nobody was hurt or anything like that. And they do have some surveillance footage where it says it could possibly be a Nissan Altima or Maxima, you know what I mean? And they have a few pictures there, you know, on the website about that. So that pretty much is what it is, man.
Yeah, it is, man. Peace to fullest of the charm, sweetie. What's going on? I see you. So yeah, when you live that flashy life, and I'm not wishing this on anybody, but we see how they flash on Instagram. They see how with the cars they drive. It's not hard to see. You ain't got to know who the fuck you're robbing to know that it's flashy and they potentially got something in that joint because they put it out there like a big ass Christmas tree. It's lit up. So, I mean, you got to, hopefully they have some insurance on that shit and he can kind of chalk that up. But if you don't want that to happen to you, you got to move a little smarter. Like we talk about that all the time throughout success and things like that. There's certain ways you move and there's certain ways you just don't. And there used to be certain ways that you never see certain particular people move. And when you see a Young Dolph in unfortunate situations like he finds himself in throughout the years between getting shot, robbed, shot.
Yeah.
You see another dude, who's my other man that got Tory Bricks' man. Who's that?
Tory Brick. Dang, what's that nigga's name?
He just got robbed with Usher and
Rich the Kid.
Rich the Kid. That's another one.
Yeah.
He just get finding himself in a situation where he's getting robbed or beat up or in an accident. It's
Ragdolled, yeah.
Ragdolled, exactly. It's like, come on, man, you got to tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. But tuned into the Uncensored
Ragdoll
podcast. The dude, you see the dude smacking rappers video?
Nah.
The Cat TV Bay?
Nah,
Yeah, you gotta check that joint out, man. It's pretty dope.
Smacking rappers.
Yeah, definitely, man. But you're tuning into the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Oh God, and SamAnt. Going in tonight on this Friday. Just let it be known, family. Every Friday night at 8 p.m. we will be right here on this channel, getting it in, regardless of what's happening. We will be here, you know what I mean, as always. But yeah, man, that is what it is, though, SamAnt.
Yeah, there ain't much going on, man, this evening. If y'all got anything y'all want to talk about in the chat room right now, let us know.
Yeah.
It's a real light evening. Like we said, it's a real dreary evening out here in Jersey, where we living at right now. It was snowed earlier. Now it's raining. It's cold. So it's going to be an early night. It definitely is, man. We get a great work weekend. About to start a new podcast coming up, the Wake and Bake podcast coming on Viral Hip Hop News.
Tell me about that. How, you know, how the format's going to differ from this one.
It's going to be a dope vibe, man. It's definitely not going to be news related. You're going to get a lot more personality from SamAnt, SamAnt. I know it's a lot of talk, whether that's Sandman or SamAnt, because of how we say it, but it's SamAnt.
Right.
SamAnt. But yeah, man, it's going to be a different format. You're going to get a lot more of our personalities, just talking a lot more. We definitely love to be professional when it comes to the Uncensored Truth podcast because we like to deliver the news in a raw, real perspective. But that being said, a professional perspective. We're going to be able to chill on the couch. Yeah, I mean, burn that green like we love to do, to the healthy way and talk our shit like we do and like we always did growing up, man. Because people don't know we are family, we cousins, and why this business goes so strong is because we family and we day oneers. So, you know what I mean? This is how we take care of business. So you're going to get a little bit of that and just make sure you stay tuned, man. It's definitely going to be a different vibe than the Uncensored Truth podcast, but nonetheless, great content, man.
Yeah, so definitely, you know, we'll be promoting it right on here on this podcast, so y'all can, you know, check it out and like you said, get a different, you know, just a different us, man. We just gonna let, you know, what I mean, a proverbial nut tang on that show.
Oh shit, yeah. Who
Definitely.
said something? I see Lucy Pearl. She said, I love this podcast, but I don't know anything about you. And we hear that a lot. We're real private. We stay to the vest when it came to this podcast. And I can speak for myself, oh God.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to give you raw, real, professional content and leave our personal stuff out of it. Give you personal when it came to certain views and our viewpoints and things like that, and give you hints of it, taste of it, but almost intentionally leaving that out of that in particular. But we understand that it's needed, and we're not real guys when it comes to Instagram and shit like that. So the Wake and Bake podcast, you're gonna get a lot more of that.
Yeah, definitely. I just definitely can't wait, you know, to get that kicked off, a new set, you know, up and everything. So yeah. Also, you know, if you guys have some merch, you know, well, we'll save that. Well, soon we'll give that information out where people can actually send us, you know, what I mean, merch that you want us to wear, you know, on the air. We got my man right here, AC7 Apparel. My man, Mikey, IamMoreMovement.org. We got a lot of people, you know, who always, you know, send us, you know, different apparel and stuff to wear. Like I said, we won't want to wear these logos. We'd rather wear you guys stuff. So we'll do that for you. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Yeah, and that's a fact. I'm not even buying anything new. I'd rather wear our own. We're talking to different manufacturers and getting our own stuff, like you said, in the works. And we're trying to talk to different people. If you have different things that you want the podcast to wear to promote, holler at us. You see the emails in the description box. Let us know, because we're more than willing and able when we want to start promoting your things. I just ordered something, oh God, on Instagram. I see something promoted. This young lady out of Canada I was telling you about, who does African soaps and scrubs and different things. I looked into a lot of her products, and I got that coming real soon. I'm excited. So buying different things, man, and really just helping. And it starts from the ground up. We got to build the foundation in order to build the house, in order to build the village, in order to build the community, in order to, you know what I mean, just grow from out. So we just got to support each other a lot more, you know what I mean? And that's what we're just trying to do little by little, not talk about it, but just genuinely be about it. So if I love the products, which I really think I will, you'll see it in front and center here too, and we'll promote that young lady. I'm looking forward to it. I see the comment, man, and I see this troll. And unlike other podcasts, we're gonna delete you and things like that. I like to address the trolls a little bit. It's fun. Sandman, it's SamAnt, by the way, asshole. You heard that. SamAnt. But you don't deliver news. If you did, you would have gave the whole story of 6ix9ine and Troy Ave.
I'm gonna clarify that.
Please clarify that, because we would love to give the perspective. I think that we've done numerous videos on 6ix9ine throughout this entire process and through his entire just rise to fame and agony of defeat that we see going on right here. And I think it was always objective. We always kind of gave him props when it came to his business, when it came to how he promoted himself, but always looked at it in a gray and black area when it came to, look, man, this area, how you're running and how you're rolling right now is eventually going to get you in two situations, and it got him in one of those situations, and now we see what's happening from it. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. I don't know what else you want to say.
Definitely, squealing, but yeah, if you can clarify, that comment, would definitely, love to, shed some more light on that. Definitely.
Indeed.
Yes, sir. But go ahead and drop them area codes real quick. We want to know exactly where you guys are watching from tonight. Definitely. I see Marsha saying she loves Sandman, but it's SamAnt from Boston. So peace.
Yeah, thank you, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Well, we can't play my man. I wish we could bust my man tonight, but it's all good though. His name is SamAnt, guys. Yeah. All right. See the 901 in the building. 253-909-901 in the building. 678. Okay, I see you. That's Florida, not Florida, Georgia, right there. Memphis
in the building. Yo, Memphis, are you listening to us on the podcast on the audio version? Because we getting mad love out there, and we surprised the shit out of us, to be perfectly honest with you, man.
Right.
214 in the building, 954-707-562 LBC in the building.
That's what's up, man.
Tampa's in the building, 509. We talking about going to Miami, man. We might have to hit Tampa down there too when we down there. I don't know how long we're gonna stay, or what the particulars are, but might have to hit.
I was thinking either that or Atlanta.
I'm thinking Atlanta too.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to go hit Slutty Vegan, man. I keep seeing that on my timeline, man.
Yeah, we get all that
spot, man.
Definitely.
Indeed. Andre Hatchett hit us with the super chat. We appreciate you. Great job, leaders, man. As always, we thank you for the super chat, man. We don't ask for the super chat. We'd rather have your shares. We'd rather have your likes. We'd rather have your support that goes so long and so far. But we definitely appreciate each and every one of your donations and your time, man. Thank you. East Memphis in the building, Perkins Avenue, Atlanta.
Sierra Leone. Okay. That's what's up.
Are y'all going to do a podcast from Miami? Wherever we go, we're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
I don't think the work is always going to come with us. It's a business trip. So we're going to bring the mics. We're going to see what the love is wherever city we go, and we'll definitely get an episode in wherever we go.
All right. So my man Jason Barnes put, after he got kidnapped, niggas put a hit out on 6ix9ine. He still didn't snitch. That's what he said.
Who didn't snitch?
I get he did. I mean,
take over.
Nah, did he? I mean, he did. Maybe not right after that, but like a few weeks, like a month or so, he snitched after that. You know what I'm saying? That situation. Yeah, he's giving up the information to the feds. You didn't read the documents?
And my thing is, no one promotes. See, and this is the thing, and this is where the gray area comes when we even come to this conversation. No one's promoting being a gangster. No one's promoting advocating violence. We often promote entrepreneurship, leadership, positivity when it comes to this. But that being said, we grew up how we grew up, and we understand certain laws and certain regulations when it comes to games that you play. He was very outspoken about the game that he was playing. He was very braggadocious about the game that he was playing. And although we gave him a lot of slack on this podcast, I called him a kid numerous times because I honestly feel as though at 21, 22, you don't know shit as much as you are out here in this world. You genuinely don't know anything because you ain't lived through something. And some of us learned that lesson a lot harder than others. Gave him a lot of leeway. But once he finally got caught up and you live that lifestyle as hard as you live it, and then you finally go and say, well, nah, I can't do this. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at that. Look, dog, people doing what you're doing right now in the situation that you're in got their families destroyed. Yeah. Got stuff taken away. So let's keep it real. You're talking about somebody effing your girl. You're talking about your kids. What about not seeing them? You put them potentially in danger by going this person, so I can be free. Yeah. You're selfish.
Yeah, and it's just a sad situation, man. But I think we've been as fair as possible, in our coverage of that situation. You know what I mean? That's all you can do. You can't please everybody. But I want to say peace to El Simone for leaving a super chat. She put great commentary. We do appreciate, that. But yeah, man, definitely. That is what it is for 6ix9ine. That'll be coming up. I think in September. It'll be the whole, a culmination of that. So we'll see what happens with that whole thing. If he walks, if he got to do some time,
Indeed.
He was locked up with he's still going in.
Hey man, we can agree to disagree. I called you a troll, but you seem like just a real passionate supporter of 6ix9ine. So let me apologize in calling you a troll. It seems like we just agree to disagree, and it's just going to be what it is. It's cool.
JD put, what do you think of the Rockefeller bio picks in the works, SamAnt?
I like it, man, but I'm not a real fan, like we talked about yesterday on the podcast. If you haven't listened to that audio, make sure you go to iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. We're going to promote the hell out of that tonight. Yeah. We need people over there ASAP. I'm looking at the numbers right now. Go over there and subscribe.
Drop that link, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a real fan of biopics. I think they're done very poorly. A lot of the biopics on BET and Lifetime or wherever they've been coming out haven't really been my cup of tea. I like the old school ones, the Jackson, obviously, and the Temptations one. Obviously, those are classics. And recently, the NWA was done well. I think if a Rockefeller biopic is done, it needs to be done just so genuine to the pieces in place. Jay-Z has to have his input. Dame Dash has to have their input. Whether or not they have to be in there together remains to be seen. But you got a great person in the middle of Biggs that can kind of bridge the gap between the two and gain real conversation.
Right.
It has to be on the big screen. It has to be well promoted. It has to be pushed correctly for it to be executed right. Because if it's on a BET or a Lifetime or somewhere small, I don't really think it's going to do the justice it needs to get done.
Yeah, because it's a real important time, like we were saying, in hip hop. And I would like to see everybody involved, but I don't see how that's going to happen. Maybe, like you said, Kareem being a bridge between the two. Maybe he works with Dame, when Jay's not around or something, and works with Jay when Dame's not around or something like that. But I don't see them coming together and working on it. But I think he's going to be fair. Let's just say if Dame is not involved anyway, possibly has no input, I think that Kareem is definitely going to be do his due diligence and be fair. You know what I mean? And cover everything. You know what I mean? Because if not, Dame is going to definitely have something to say about that. If they miss something or if they portray him in a certain way, which I don't, foresee that happening at all.
Bella asked, oh, God, y'all should get an interview with Dame. Speak on it.
Well, we haven't really officially reached out, have we? Officially?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I guess.
What the fuck you mean?
I mean, he just didn't come on. I mean, that's what happens in this. Some people want to come, some people don't. Just for whatever reasons, we don't take it as hard feelings, but we definitely, engaged it at some point.
I think you can genuinely kind of put on, if we talked about this person on this podcast, we've reached out to them to interview them. We genuinely reach out to talk to anybody. But as we came to the year, and this is our year anniversary, I was reflecting. It was funny. I dropped something on Twitter. I was getting kind of poetic as I was smoking. It was it was the gelato. You know what I mean? But I was I'm sitting back and I'm going like, we jumped into a pool of sharks knowing that we were the least favored, the least respected. And we went out there and earned our respect because we knew we were the hungriest. And now that we're sitting here and we gained a little bit of success and we got the numbers a little bit in our favor, we're still the hungriest. And it's still going to show. We're only going to get hungrier. We're only going to get stronger. So as many people that as many people as have been out there that's ignored us, soon we know the door's going to be getting knocked down. And we just buy our time and work. Yeah,
like I said, man, really no hard feelings or whatever. I mean, it kind of just is what it is. It's a lot of stuff we could say, but we will keep it in private. Everything is not, to be put out in the public. But if it happens, we'll be happy to do it. But that's not going to stop us from doing what we got to do. We'll continue to do interviews with great people in the community and do what we do. Simple as that.
We love business. And I think that's two things you could just attest to. We just love the game of business and success. And like Oga said, it's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, but just as far as the YouTube perspective, we got numerous platforms and channels brewing that's way far even beyond outside the hip hop. We got personal blogs, we got workout, health and fitness channels. Like you said, we got the Wake and Bake podcast coming soon. So there's a numerous amount of things that's going on, even within the context of YouTube, that we are just learning about and growing on and really honing our craft in and really becoming great at it. I can say that humbly.
Yeah.
For sure, man. Leading area codes, man. We're just talking right now. If anybody has any other questions,
yeah.
Like you said, we chilling before we get up out of here and wrap things up.
Yeah, go ahead and definitely drop them area codes, man, as we come to an end, this program. You already know when we give you out a live program, but all week, we're dropping, content, probably at least 4 or 5 full podcasts a week, and breaking up 10 to 15, segments through videos every week. So I can't get enough of us. You know what I mean? So that's dope.
Indeed. We're going to keep hitting you with more. 719-216 Wake and Bake Podcast, Daryl. When you already know, that's coming real soon. 330-401-909, 719-813-510. Indeed, 718-516-414-330-216. We appreciate you in the building this evening. Brooklyn's in the building.
Okay.
Is Jersey in the building, man? Jersey usually always in the building, but I don't see Jersey in here right now. Shout out if you in Jersey. 617-614-619-858. What it do, man? Indeed.
Yeah, the end of the night.
They're always in here.
Oh, 816. You out in Kansas City? I remember that area code. I ain't going to say why. 816. But if you are, peace to you. Chiefs out there, Kansas City Chiefs, home of the barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely like to visit at some point, though. You know what I'm saying? I heard they got some real good eats out there, real good food.
I don't know if they got food for vegans.
I mean, you can put barbecue sauce on it. You know what I mean? On the asparagus and all that shit.
They got to know where the fuck they frying it. Where that been at, man? They got to make sure it was on the right surface. I'm that kind of vegan. I'm particular, man.
Right.
8560 Jersey's in the building. There we go. Amika 215 Jersey all day. Yo, it's me, Jesse Smollett. I need a job. Jesse Smollett, you can intern. You can intern, my G. Shit.
You stupid, man.
Jesse Smollett, man.
Give him a job, SamAnt.
He could be an intern. Put his resume. Do stuff behind the scenes. I'm sure he knows something about audio or something. Shit.
Yeah, he was a actor. I mean,
he's acting all right.
Man. My chat just froze my screen, but it is what it is.
Nah, I got him rolling right here, man.
It's all good. Man. It's all good.
But yeah, we about to get out of here. Oakland's in the building, 510. Come to Colorado. We are. When's it get warm out there? Because we tired of this cold.
Probably like June.
Colorado wouldn't be bad.
Yeah. You drove through Colorado before, right?
Yeah, on my way to Cali. We drove a lot. Shit. We drove through Kansas, drove to Missouri, we drove through Utah, Arizona, Nevada, Indiana. It's all through this shit. I think Route 70.
Right.
We took.
Okay.
And it was a long ass ride, 3 days.
Wow. I saw something, but I want to verify it.
Milwaukee's in the building, man. You know what? We said something about Milwaukee. Like we never seen Milwaukee in the building. And we got Wisconsin, Milwaukee.
But that must be old right there. Never mind. Oh, no, actually, it's not. Hold on. Looking at this. Community rallies defend NYPD commanding officer.
Yeah.
After dispute with 50 Cent. Okay, it's another little post. 50. I must have missed this. He put this up. Well, we know about the situation with 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? And that officer who allegedly put out a hit, pretty much told the officers, allegedly to shoot 50 Cent on sight. So I was just recapping that real quick, but there's nothing really new there.
Nah, 50 just going and doing what he do.
Right.
I mean, and that's crazy. He's not, all he's doing is I don't know, he's being a troll. He's doing what he do.
Right.
But it's very justified. That guy put a hit out. He talked to officers. They sit there and talk to internal affairs. Like that shit got that serious. So, and if anybody had to sit the shot, I mean, who knows? It could have been taken a lot more serious. So,
boys in blue, man.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, definitely. On the way out of here tonight, family, man, we do appreciate everybody listening to the podcast tonight, man. So yeah, man, we're gonna bang that my man Jay Song on our way out. The official title is unknown, but we guess we'll give it one eventually.
And you know what? It's sad, man. You know what? And shout out to our man Riz. You know what I mean? As Riz is taking care of his situation with the music and solidifying everything so that we can get everything on iTunes for you guys. The music that you guys been hearing has been by my man Riz.
Right.
Free via South Jersey, so firework. But he's everything solidified on iTunes and stuff. That being said, we got to make sure that it coincides with everything that we put out on YouTube.
Right.
So we're just crossing some T's and dotting some I's, and we'll have his stuff soon.
Right.
But you can check his stuff out in the description boxes of all 3 platforms coming this weekend, because we're still going to show that brother support.
Yeah.
His music is dope. It's been banging all week. Just got to solidify that business, man. It's all about the business.
Yeah.
Which is why we ain't playing our brother's music anymore.
Yeah. We'll get it, though. You know what I'm saying? It's all going to be said, in the right time. Everything will be good.
SamAnt's music's coming soon.
Oh, yeah. You got to let them know, man. They don't even know you even an artist, I don't think.
But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
Don't know soon.
You're free now. Your contract is free. We can talk about
Wake and Bake.
Label.
Wake and Bake.
Oh, Wake and Bake? Okay, not
Wake
here.
And Bake.
All right.
We'll Wake and Bake it. We'll leave it to the Wake and Bake.
So are you still with the group?
We'll still Wake and Bake it. We'll still Wake and Bake it. I still keep it respectable to the brothers.
Yeah,
to my brothers.
Yeah, no doubt.
To my brothers.
Yeah, man. But we out of here tonight, man. We appreciate y'all, man. The Wake and Bake is going to be straight raw. Like I said, we turning this way on you. We taking off. You know what I mean? We just going to get raw with you guys and just do how we really want to do it, because we can't. A lot of stuff is restricted here, but you'll see. Wake and Bake podcast coming real soon.
Looking forward to it, man. We about to get out of here. Y'all can stay tuned to us Monday for another fire episode of the Uncensored Shoot podcast. If you want to listen to this audio version, we will have this for you in the morning. You can go ahead and listen back to the audio version of the live edition of the Uncensored Shoot podcast, man. It's always great to get your support over there. We're trying to get this movement going crazy in the year 2019. So we need each and every one of y'all to tell a friend to get on their goddamn phones and subscribe to us on the podcast, the Uncensored Truth podcast, and real soon the Wake and Bake podcast, which will also be on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all major online outlets, man. We are not playing.
Yeah.
Indeed,
definitely.
We out.
But with that being said, family, I have a beautiful, beautiful night. Keep your head on a swivel. The Uncensored Truth podcast. We are out of here.
Peace.